Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is Monday and it's time for another recap of 911. This is season 3, episode 18, and it was titled What's Next. So this is part 2 of the season finale, and it started off from the beginning. So we're on the train. We see Abby. She's walking through on the train. She's going to the snack car, and I remember I haven't been on an Amtrak in forever. I remember when I was little, I used to take the train all the time. So just like when she was walking through the train to the snack car, all the memories came back. But anyway, she had the snack car and she talking to the bartender, and the bartender just, asking her they having like a little small talk or whatever. And then the bartender asked her, why is she on a train? And then Abby said she had fell in love with the trains in Europe and somewhere else, she said, and so she fell in love with train travel basically. And so she was asking her what's bringing her back or whatever, is somebody here? And she was like, no, that no one's here for me. That person stopped waiting for me a long time ago. And I was like, what? And my girlfriend texted me like, why she say that he stopped waiting for her? Like, she don't know. Has she even talked about? But she making all these assumptions. Anyway, we're back at the station, and they're looking at brochures because Eddie is sending Christopher off to summer camp. And so Buck is not feeling it, okay? He is like, 2 weeks. Like, why are you sending him off to summer camp for 2 weeks or whatever? You sure about this? That's a long time away. And so then everybody was basically like, no. Eddie was like, well, I brought these brochures here so y'all could stop my anxiety type thing, but y'all just building it up. And then so Kat was like, well, he did summer camp in St. Paul or something like that. And they was like, yeah, but Christopher is a city boy. And Kat was like, yeah, I'm a city boy too. St. Paul is a city. They was like, okay. And the whole time Eddie was sitting there checking off something. And then we find out it was Hen's like pre-test, like a little like a pretest or whatever, like a little, I can't think of the practice test. Here we go. A little practice test or whatever. And she scored like a 504, but she's not happy with that score. She wants it to be higher. And he's like, well, you did good. You just started. You're going to do fine. You smart and everything. And then everybody going around the room, basically telling her how smart she is and stuff, and except for Chimney. So everybody looking at him like, you going to say something? Like, so he was looking like, all right, yeah, you smart, you know this stuff, like, whatever, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. Because he don't want her to go to med school because their little dynamic duo will kind of end or whatever. So Ten gets a text message from Athena, and Athena is like, she was like, Bobby, why is Athena sending me a text message asking me to throw the May's graduation party at my house? And Bobby was like, so, yeah, it was some renovations going on. So we flipped to Athena. She going off on Michael. Because remember, Michael and Bobby knocked down the dang on fireplace. So the fireplace is in shambles because they never finished knocking it down. She was like, I was in the hospital for 4 days and I come back to this. What is this? Michael like, it's all right. I'm going to go home. I'm going to draw up some blueprints. Jesus, I can't talk tonight. Some blueprints, and it's gonna be marvelous. It's gonna be beautiful. And May the whole time is like, we still having a party? Why we having a party and stuff? Now she don't want to have a party. Even Harry was like, now you don't want to have no party? Like, what's going on with you? And then it's comes to her mind that Michael has a doctor's appointment. So then Athena was like, oh my God, you got a doctor's appointment, you want me to be there, your results is coming in. He was like, no, I'm gonna be there by myself, it's gonna be fine. I just want I just want to have some time to myself while I'm getting these results. So he was like, what's next or whatever. She was like, well, good news can be next and stuff. Then we see Josh and Maddie. They at the dispatch office or whatever, and they're talking. And Josh handed Maddie a letter that he wrote because he's going to take the stand. And she was like, well, it's good and stuff, but there's no real like emotion in the letter. Like, what are you feeling and stuff? And he was like, well, I didn't know what kind of words to use because I don't want to cuss and stuff like that. She was like, well, just use words of feelings and stuff. And then she starts yawning. He was like, what? She was like, oh, no. I'm sorry. It's not because of you. I just need some more coffee. So then we starting to see something going on with Maddie. Like, she's tired, she's sluggish and stuff like that. So, she said she wasn't really feeling right or whatever. Then we see the train. And they showing like different people on the train. When Abby was walking through in the beginning, they were showing different people on the train too. But this time we see the different people having conversations and stuff. So Demi Moore's daughter is on there. They didn't give her a name on there, so we just gonna call her DD. So DD, she got the drum set, she got on headphones or whatever, and she just drumming on the chairs and stuff. So she drumming on this old man's chair, and he like, oh, yo, can you stop? Like, what's going on? She was like, well, I'm just practicing for my show tonight and blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but I got some work over here to do. So they get to arguing. And then we see this blonde hair guy. He like, well, just calm down. Let's just talk and stuff like that. Then we see the conductor, and he looking outside, he in the front of the train. So he looking and he see the tracks is just like this. He's like, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. So he puts on the emergency brakes to stop the train. So the train, he just screeching and stuff like that. He pulling the brakes. When he pulls the brakes, of course, because it's an abrupt stop, everybody in the car start falling all over the place. Then they stopped it there, and then they rewound 10 minutes later. We see this guy, he working on the a RV or whatever, and then we find out it's a father and son team. He working on the RV, he gets the RV started. So then like this manager, or we don't know this at the time, but it is this manager, he comes over there to the guys, and he like, well, what you got it all fixed up now, what you about to leave, you about to dip out without paying me and stuff like that. And he was like, no, I ain't about to leave, I'm just saying. He was like, well, it's been 3 days, you ain't paid me, you gotta go. He was like, I gotta go tonight. He was like, yeah, you got to go tonight, because you can't stay here, you don't pay or whatever. So the dad looking all down and stuff like that, because obviously they don't really have a lot of money out, or whatever. So he looking sad. He tells the son like stay and the son was older. He was like in his teens and stuff. He tells him to stay in a trailer. He'll be back. The RV. He says stay in the RV. He'll be back. So he goes to the guy who was just telling him to leave. It's his office. So it's the manager's office or whatever. He was like, look, you told me I had a week to be here or whatever like that. I don't have no job. I don't have no money. You told me you was going to give me a week. He was like, well, if you don't pay, you don't stay. So the manager was an asshole. So the father is like, well, I tell my son, never keep his head down, because if he keep his head down, he's going to miss out on opportunities. And, something else he said, like he don't want him to keep his head down or whatever like that. And so he was like, what's next? And so the manager dude, he stands up and was like, what's next is bam, and this goddamn train. When I tell you I freaking scream, the damn train is falling into the thing on manager's office. So he gets wiped out by the train. I said, oh, he did it. Me and the kids was like, oh yeah, he gone. he gone. Then here they go the kids. Well, at least the man get to stay there. I said, ain't nobody staying there. But anyway, the dad, the train missed him or whatever, because he was standing back far enough where the train didn't hit him. He comes out, he's shocked, but he like, wait a minute, my son, like this train just fell down, where's my son? So he calling for Milo. Then we see Athena, she there with May, and May, Athena had like the files of the rape victims out on the table, because a therapist was coming over to talk to her about putting them on the stand and testifying and stuff like that. And so they had like a little quick discussion, May and Athena or whatever. Then this is where we see Maddie getting a call from Abby, where they showed last week, where Abby is telling her like, we need the LAPD for traffic control, we need mobile this, we need that, we need this or whatever like that. And then we see the father, he's still looking for Milo or whatever. Then we see the crew get there. They give a report to Cab. We see the train. It's a mess, child. One train standing straight. Well, not one train. One train car standing straight up. The other one's like this. It's a mess, okay? And then there's bodies all over the place. It's a lot of live people as well, but it's still a lot of bodies or whatever. What happened, child? But then we see because Cap is like, we need to secure the train that's in the air. So the car that was in the air or whatever, they needed to secure that, because if it fell, that it could have crushed all the people that was at the bottom or whatever like that. Then we see Abby, she talking to Eddie and was like, oh my God, I gotta get up there. I gotta get up there. I gotta get up there. I gotta go find somebody. I gotta go find somebody. Eddie like, no, chick, you can't get up there. Stay down here. We gonna find people up there. And then we see Buck. Buck sees Abby and he like, wait a minute, Abby? And then he takes his hat off, his helmet off or whatever. And he like, Abby? And so she's still trying to get up there. I gotta get up there. And he like, we going, it's okay. She was like, hey, you don't understand. I get up there, I gotta find my fiance. When she said the word fiance, you could just see on Buck's face, his whole world came to a halt. Okay. You could see his heart breaking. He was just like, what? Fiance? Bitch. Like, you could see, I was like, oh my God, poor Buck. I felt so bad for him. She was saying like the fiance was in the back of the car or whatever, and when she went to go, he was asleep, so she went to go get some snacks or whatever. So Buck was like, all right, well, we gonna, what's your fiance name or whatever? And she told him Sam. He was like, all right, we gonna get up there, we gonna see what's going on or whatever. So we see Eddie. He in a train car or whatever. It was a body there. He was like, oh, she's gone or whatever. We see the fiance. He is in the back of the train car, child. This was the blonde hair guy, was her fiance. He in the back. He is crushed. So it's like this metal beam or whatever. Y'all know I got to be using stuff. So this is a metal beam. And this is him. This is the metal beam. And he is up against the train. The train right here. He right here. This is the metal beam. And he is smooshed up against like that. So the beam is here, okay? And then it gets trickier, okay? Because it looked like they can move the beam and then free him. But it's a girl, the drummer, DD. She, when they go to move the beam, we hear a woman cry. It's DD. She's squished on the other side of the damn beam. And if they move the beam from him, it pushes up against her or whatever. I said, oh my goodness. So they like, well, how we going to get him out or whatever like that. Let me see. Then I skipped some parts, child. But that was them inside the train car. Then we see Chim. He found some people walking and stuff like that. And they were asking for more paramedics and stuff on the ground versus in the cars. And then we see Eddie and them, as Kat was looking at them inside the car. And it was moving or whatever. And they was like, well, you sure you don't need us in the car? He was like, no, because if that fall, then we're going to need more paramedics down here on the ground. So y'all go ahead and find some people on the ground or whatever. They needed the jaws of life to try to get the man out. So that's when Cap gets the jaws of life. He brings it into the train car. And that's when they found out the beam was pressing up against the girl or whatever. Then, we find out DD, her freaking leg then got all jammed up in her torso. I said, child, her bone was sticking out. So Eddie goes, he checks her pulse in her foot. He said she had a good pulse in her foot, so that was good. So hopefully they can repair that and she don't have to be amputee and stuff like that. They go to the side once they found out the beam was pressed against both of them. They go out to the side, was like, well, who has the better chance? Like, who are we going to save or whatever? Because protocol says whoever can make it, you got to pick that person over the other person or whatever. I was like, oh my God. So Buck was like, what are we talking about here? Like, you can't just leave this man here. I told him that we was going to save him or whatever. Y'all know I'm skipping all over the part. But Athena and them really, I mean, it was an important part, but it really wasn't that important. But let me get her out the way real quick. She was talking to the psychologist or the therapist or whatever like that. And she was thinking that the people was going to be, that the lady was there to put the people on the stand and stuff like that. And then she realized that the lady was there to talk to her about what old rapist dude did to her or whatever. She was like, well, it's not the same because he ain't, do nothing to me. She was like, but he did attack you. And in a report, it says that she was close to dying and stuff. So then Athena, she don't really want to talk about the incident right then and there. So she kind of is like, well, I don't want to talk about it. So the lady left the report for her to kind of read over and try to get her thoughts together about what was going on and stuff. And then she left. Okay. So, back at the train. So we back at the train. We see Hen and Chimney. They're looking for, bodies on the ground and stuff. They came over a dead body. Then we see this little dog. This little doggy was so cute. He had all these little cute little booties too. Child, it was cute. But anyway, the dog is sniffing for people to see if they're alive, smelling out people's scents and stuff. So they run into Milo's dad and he's still looking for Milo. And they like, well, what's going on? Where is he at? And he was like, he was in his trailer right here. I don't know where he at. And so the guy with the dog, he was like, well, do you have something with his scent on it? And they was like, yeah. He was like, no, I don't. He was like, oh, yeah, this rag. Because the son had gave him a rag right before he went into the manager's office. So he was like, but I don't know. It might be chemicals on it and stuff. And so the man was like, well, the dog can still sniff it. The chemicals won't affect it or whatever like that. The dog sniffs it. And then he got it. So then he goes off or whatever. He picked up his scent and stuff. And back in the train car, we see, because they kept bouncing all over the place. So back in the train car, we see Buck. He's talking to Sam. And he's like, well, go save her and stuff. And Buck is like, no, like, talk to me about your fiance. Tell me about her. What's going on with you? Or blah, blah, blah. So then that's when Sam drops the bomb that he has 2 daughters. Allie and I wrote it down, Tess and Allie or whatever. So again, Buck is crushed. So I'm like, God damn, Sam, just stop talking, but keep breathing, but stop talking. Then we back to Hen and Chimney, and they picked up the scent, like I said, Milo's scent. The dog finds them. They move some branches and all this other stuff. The boy is just like stuck like this. And they like, well, what's going on? You can't move. You look like you real stiff. It's because you can't move or you in shock or whatever. And he was like, I can't move. And so they told the dad to kind of step back and stuff. And then they asked him, could he wiggle his toes? And he moved his foot like a little bit. And then they was like, well, what's going on? It don't look like it's a spinal condition and stuff like that. And then they deduced that he had some kind of neurological. Well, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was neurological too. But his spinal. No, not his spinal cord. His spine. I wrote it down. Let me find out because I did write it down. Yeah, his skull was no longer connected to his spine. Yeah. So he was internally decapitated. Okay. Like, yeah. So like nothing was connected to here. Like he was decapitated basically, but he was still out on the outside. He looked like he was intact, but on the inside, his spine was disconnected from his skull. I said, oh my God. So Chim get on a radio and call for a helicopter and all this other stuff. They moving like extremely slow because they don't want to damage his neck or whatever and then cause more damage and stuff like that. So then they like, well, we need some ice to, keep his body warm and all that other, not keep his body warm, keep his body on ice and stuff to keep the organs viable and all that other stuff. Because if your brain is not talking to your body, it just shuts down. And then we did see that where the boy, they got him out of the, because the dad was like, what's going on? What's going on? You just said it was a spinal thing. And then they explained what was going on. He was like, oh my God. So they was like, no worries. We're going to get him to the hospital. They're going to, fix him up and stuff like that. They got him out on the stretcher. They put the cuff on him. The boy stopped. He was talking and then he stopped breathing because his brain told his body to stop breathing or whatever because it wasn't connected. So then they had to intubate him. They had to move real slow with that. But they did intubate him and stuff. And Chimney finally was just like, yeah, because Hen is smart and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And so she smiled and stuff. Okay, I think that was it for the outside of the train. Yeah. So, so then we back in the car. And Bobby is like, well, what we going to do? What we going to do? How we going to do this or whatever like that? We need to get the girl out. And Buck is like, no. He was like, and Bobby was like, look, Sam is starting to decompensate. His chances are slim to the girl or whatever. Buck like, well, I can get out on the car and cut the hole in and we can save her and then we can get to him and stuff like that. And Cap is like, no, we not doing this. We not doing this again. You cannot go out here rescuing the world and all this other stuff. And Buck was like, well, I know it's gonna be like a 1,000 pounds or some shit on me or whatever. And I know it's different from a fire truck and stuff. And then Bobby was like, look, you're not gonna risk your life. I'm not finna lose another person or be afraid I'm about to lose another person or something like that. And that's when Buck had snapped and was like, I'm not Athena or whatever. And Bobby was like, what? I said, oh Lord, they about to fight. They about to fight. And so before they had got into the whole fight, Eddie was like, look here, Buck, calm down, simmer down. We're not doing this. And that's when he snitched and was like, it was Abby. He promised Abby to save the fiance, whatever like that. And that's when Cat was like, see, we ain't doing all that. And then that's when Buck had snapped and all that. So I said, oh my goodness, this is a mess. So then we we go back to Athena. She reading the report and stuff, and then she having flashbacks or whatever. And she just can't take it no more. So then she closes the folder. We see Abby at the site. She gets a call. It's one of Sam's daughters. Allie or whatever, calling Abby to see what's going on. She like, well, Dad didn't text me, and he usually texts me, so what's going on and stuff. She was like, well, it's okay. And then at first she was gonna lie, but then she was like, well, it was a little train accident, but I don't want you to worry, everything will be okay or whatever. I was just like, it would have everything not gonna be okay. But at any rate, we see Buck doing what Bobby told him not to do. He on the outside of the damn train. I was like, Buck, but he cutting a square out on the train so they can get the girl out or whatever like that. Eddie is inside. He asking about how the girl doing and stuff like that. And the girl, Dee, she apologizes to Sam and tells Sam like she's sorry. That he got hurt and stuff like that because he was nice to her. And he was like, well, I'm just sorry, I'm gonna miss your show. And Eddie was like, nobody's missing anything because we about to save both of y'all. Then we see everybody watching Buck. Buck almost fell. I said, oh my God, no. Buck almost fell, but he recovered real quick. He got the girl out. He got her in a basket, and they took her down. And then they got Sam out and got him down or whatever. Abby was all happy. Buck comes off the train, surviving and stuff. Sam thanks Buck. And then Abby was like, thank you, Buck, thank you. And then Sam was like, oh, that's Buck? Like, what? And whatever. And then they go off into the ambulance. Eddie goes over to Buck and was just like, you okay? And then Buck was just like, yeah, what's next? And then they go off to, help more people. Then we see Athena. She's talking back to the therapist and stuff. And she's having doubts about her going back to work because she says that the guy snuck up on her and she didn't even realize that he was there. And of course she blames herself, which is typical, but it's not really her fault. It's the guy's fault, but she blames herself and she's saying like she should have called backup before she went in there. She shouldn't have went in there by herself. She putting it all on herself. And the therapist like, look, that's not your fault. Like, you can't put all this blame on you or whatever. And she was saying, but I've been a cop for 30 years and now I'm questioning my every move and stuff. And then the therapist is like, well, you don't have to go back to work tomorrow. It's going to take some time to get better and stuff. And so Athena, she really thinking about it. I don't know. I can't see Athena not being a cop, but right now she's scared and she don't know if she's going to be able to do it. So I don't know. Maybe she'll be on the desk for a while because I can't really see her being Susie Homemaker. Then we see Josh, he on a stand and he tells the guy how he feels and stuff. And basically he was just like, look, I'm going to be free. I'm going to be out here drinking with my friends, partying, all this other stuff, while you're going to be in a little tiny square. You're going to have to think about me. But me, I ain't thinking about you. That's basically what he said. And then we see Mike. He is at the hospital. His scans are good. His tumor has shrunk down about 30%. So that is so good. I was like, yeah. He calls Athena and tells her, she like, it's a miracle. He like, don't tell the doctor that, child. So she like, well, that's good news. We're going to have this and that and everything like that. And then he sees the doctor who he was trapped in the elevator with. And he was like, well, I get back to you on that. He tells the doctor to hold the elevator. The doctor had already held the elevator. I said, I know that's right. I already told y'all they was going to hook up. I already told y'all. Then we see Buck. He in the park waiting for Abby. I was just like, whatever. She wanted to meet him and stuff. And then this child gonna say she's sorry that he found out that she was engaged like the way he did and stuff. And Buck was like, is that all you sorry? Oh, and then she gonna say she meant to tell him and call him earlier. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because you weren't even gonna tell him you was in town. Girl, bye. But anyway, she no, he was like, that's all you sorry for? Like, you not sorry for leaving? Like, when did you know you was going to leave me or whatever? Was it at when we was at the airport and I was kissing you and telling you I was going to wait for you? Or was it in Greece or Italy or wherever? Like, when did you know? And she was like, well, she missed him and she thought about coming back. But while she was in LA, she didn't really have a mind of her own. She was always, she didn't know who she was or whatever. Because she was always helping people, her mother, the 911 people, not patients, but people in the world basically who call 911. She was always doing something for everybody else but not herself. And so when she left, she found herself basically. And she said she missed him and she wanted to call him and she was still in love with him and all this other stuff, but she didn't want to do that or come home because she was gonna lose herself. So he was like, so what you saying is if by talking to me and being with me you would have lost yourself, you wouldn't have been yourself or whatever. And she was like, yeah. I said, well, damn, that's some cold ass shit. Now you saying you couldn't be yourself and be the new person that you found with Buck? Like the fuck? I didn't like the way she said that. I was like, good riddance to her. And he was just like, I'm happy that you happy, basically. I don't know. He was just like, this hoe. I'm glad I dumped her. No. She dumped him, but still. Here we see May's graduation party. Everybody happy. Everybody having a good old time. May wants to talk to Maddie. I wonder what that's about because they didn't show them two talking. So I wonder what that's about. They talking about the fireplace gonna be a fire pit now. I was just like, okay. Athena was on edge because Cat Pad came up to talk to her. He was just like, he walked up behind her and touched her shoulder. She kind of jumped and was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's all right. But she not telling him that she's scared. And he is saying like, you going to have a couple of days off. He thinking that she going to go back. And her face looked like she not. I don't know, y'all. What y'all think about that? Then we see Chim. He was offering to help Hen study and stuff like that. We see Christopher go off to summer camp. We see Mike. He went on a date with the doctor. Buck apologized to Cat for getting at him and stuff like that. And Cat, he forgives him and stuff and asks, is he okay? And Buck was just like, yeah, whatever. And then we find out because Maddie, Chimney was eating something, child. She was like, oh, that stank. How you eating that? And he was like, wow, I'm surprised you're not better yet. And I was like, oh, she pregnant. And then she was like, we gotta leave the party. And so they left the party. And then we see him like, did you get it? Did you get the test or whatever? And so she comes out. She shows him the test like, and he like, what? And then he was like, are you sure? She pulled out both. She said, no, I did this twice. So she pulls out both and it's positive. So they gonna have a baby. I said, oh, little cute little Chim. That's gonna be so cute. Because they both so cute. And both of them was shocked, child. But that was it. That was pretty much the end of the episode when we found out that Maddie is pregnant. It was really cute. Nobody died except for, like some extras, but we don't really know them. But the 118 is still intact. Michael's tumor shrunk and Maddie and Chim are having a baby. I am so excited. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all felt about this, the show tonight, the season finale tonight. If y'all like this review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.